This video is sponsored by Full Reptile Collective, brought to you by Dan Hardy. Head over to their website at fullreptile.co.uk where you can find anything from training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, all the way to coffee. For an exclusive 10% off, use Dan Said So at checkout. Make sure to also check out their YouTube channel for some of the best MMA content out there, bar my own. Let's get back to... Right, guys, UFC 274. We've got, my opinion, fight of the night here with Michael Chandler facing off against the long return weight of Tony Ferguson. El Cucuy is back and he's fighting the dangerous Michael Chandler, as Michael Chandler has proven himself in the UFC with his debut knockout over Dan Hooker, which was mightily impressive. Straight from Bellator when he beat Benson Henderson. Had a very, very highly competitive fight against Charles Oliveira. First round, blitzed through, looked brilliant. Justin Gaethje, fight of the night, had his moments, but kind of faltered away and went more with the crowd pleasing for the bonus, I imagine, in that round 3. But again, Justin Gaethje couldn't finish him, and it was damn impressive from Michael Chandler. He's got cardio for days and he's an absolute monster. But how do you see him, Steve, getting on against someone who's unkillable as Tony Ferguson?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Tony Ferguson, unkillable. Literally against, Justin Gaethje was taking the most wild shots straight clean to the head, and he still wasn't going out. The ref had to step in and say, that's enough.
5th round as well. Not like 3 round with Chandler. 5 rounds.
Yeah, so this one, man, it is an incredible fight. Absolutely, I'll say that. This could definitely be fight of the night. They made this for the fans to boost up the pay-per-view. Everyone's going to be tuning into this fight. I'm very excited for it. And it's really, like you said, Michael Chandler came into the UFC and has just really solidified himself as a top 5 guy for sure. And on the flip side, we've seen Tony Ferguson pretty much, lose out his last 3 fights. Pretty much, I think you could say every single round he's lost. So that's now, 11 rounds in a row that he's lost. So it's like, does he have anything left to give? And it's just not going to be an easy test against a guy like Michael Chandler, who throws haymakers, man. This guy is going to be looking to kill Tony Ferguson. And that's going to be, I think, the narrative that I've said in my head is that Michael Chandler at this point got his title shot. He's happy with that. Now he's going to be a showman. He's going to be looking to just put on a impressive performance for the people. And I think that actually might play into Tony Ferguson a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, it's I agree. I think he's definitely the showman. He keeps saying this, the phrase I'm not here for a while, or not here for a long time, but I'm here to make a good time kind of thing. He's here to make a statement over a little, because he knows he's not got long left. He's had his title shot, as you say, which was, I think fair. What he's done for the sport of mixed martial arts. I know he leapfrogged some people, which makes it unhappy, but what he's done for mixed martial arts and being multiple time champion in Bellator, he has earned something. And I'm glad it was for a vacant belt anyway against Charles, wasn't it? Was it vacant? Yeah, I think it was vacant.
I think so.
Yeah, and then Charles defended against Dustin. Yeah. But even so, the guy comes out the gates super heavy-handed, super athletic, incredible wrestling. Struggled to show the level of wrestling, by the way. Struggled to take Justin Gaethje down, whereas Khabib didn't. So whenever they made that comparison of, when Chandler wanted to face Khabib at one point, I could take you down. We know the levels now. So he's got the Gaethje standard of wrestling, I would say. I don't see this fight going to the ground. Tony Ferguson is a whiz on the ground, got his black belt from Eddie Bravo, actually got Eddie Bravo's black belt as well, which is brilliant. He's a dance master, he's a neck attacker. That's his bread and butter here. I know he got a triangle against Kevin Lee, but his bread and butter is the neck. Anacondas, darces, anything like that. Michael Chandler could fall into something when hurt, but to me, Tony Ferguson is going to be rejuvenated, I hope. He's getting older as well. They're both old gentlemen. Tony Ferguson trains like an absolute crazy man. But when he's 38 years old now, it's going to be one of his last fights. So I can either think he's going to come out the gates 3-fight skid and Chandler's on a 2-fight skid. They're both trying to prove something here. I'm pretty sure Fergie doesn't want to go out on a loss.
Yes, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you there. And I think, like I was saying, Chandler's going to come out hot. He's going to come out swinging. He's going to come out with intention. And if he doesn't put Tony out, we've seen it before. Chandler does gas. He does gas. He slows down. We saw it in the Gaethje fight for sure, because he's just so explosive. He just expends all this energy. And it's for good reason because he can get you out of there very quickly. But again, we're talking about Tony Ferguson, who just might be the toughest guy in the entire UFC. And Tony just kind of thrives in chaos. So if Michael's going to go in there and just look to trade in a phone booth, who's to say Tony can't land something either? And again, yeah, if this goes to the ground, Tony's kind of bread and butter is on the ground, submissions for days, great chokes. It's just like we're talking about kind of an older version of Tony that can do those things. I just don't know if he can do it.
Yeah,
But I will say, for my money, the odds I think are a little bit crazy. Michael Chandler is a 4-1 favorite right now. Tony
that's crazy.
Ferguson can be had as a 3-1 underdog. I actually like that play. If I'm being honest, I like Tony Ferguson as the underdog.
Especially if you can survive that, I would say, opening 6-7 minutes. And
Yep.
that's, Michael Chandler opened up with a great leg kicking game to match Justin Gaethje's leg kicking game. And what we saw is Justin Gaethje continued it for 15 minutes. Michael Chandler did it for 5 minutes. Busted. If he could keep that pace, what he did is he used his energy with the striking, with his boxing, instead of his entire arsenal. What Tony Ferguson can do is not slow down at all and uses
Yep.
everything. He uses his razor sharp elbows. He gets in that clinch and makes it super dirty. He will look to tie you up and land those inside knees, leg kicks, knees up the middle. He's so good at utilizing his whole skill set all the time. He's dangerous everywhere. You don't want to take him down because he's just going to grab your neck and make you really panic and want to
Yep.
get straight back up to your feet. When you get back up to your feet, you've eaten an elbow, just for good luck. So, yeah, I think that is insane odds for Michael Chandler to be. But I guess a lot of people are seeing, all the good things, the athleticism, the power, the speed. He definitely has all the advantages, but after the 6-minute mark, I think they level out pretty well.
I agree with you. And if I'm going to make an official prediction on it,
Yep.
Something that I did notice was when it was Chandler versus Gaethje, Gaethje caught Chandler coming in with a big uppercut, dropped him right to the floor. And then if you go ahead and watch Tony versus Gaethje, Gaethje was throwing, he was loading up on his shots. Tony caught him with an uppercut coming in. So I'm just saying, maybe Tony catches Chandler with the uppercut and gets the finish there. So I'm gonna go Tony Ferguson by let's go round 3 TKO.
I love it. I love it. I think this is going to go the full distance personally.
I hope it
And
does.
yeah, I'm going to say, I think Michael Chandler, I think it's going to go the full distance. So I think Michael Chandler's going to storm the first round and blitz through him. I think it's going to be a super phone box, bloody war. And I want that as well, because if these guys have one or two like fights left in the tank, I want them to be paid well. I want them never to have to fight again. Not take too much damage, obviously. Tony doesn't know when enough's enough, but I think Tony's corner is going to be better this time as well, because against Gaethje's corner team, terrible. Gave him rubbish advice. They should have thrown him in the towel. They let him just take so much punishment. I'm going to say Michael Chandler wins a decision. I think, and then to be honest, if there's one fight I want to see in this division, it's Chandler v Connor, because they both come out, they're round one fighters.
Yep.
That would be the ultimate fight for me, but this is the next best thing for me when you've got someone as heavy-handed and throws as fast and as powerful as Chandler, and someone that absorbs strikes like Tony Ferguson. You've got the human punching bag that after 5 minutes will fire back. I can either see, I think if Tony wins, he will finish Chandler. If Chandler wins, I don't see him finishing Tony, because no one has.
I know, but part of me kind of feels like, we saw it with the Gaethje fight. They had to stop it after 5 rounds. He's getting older. We haven't seen the prime Tony, so I actually might be betting the under. If it comes in under 2.5 rounds, I'll probably be betting that, and then maybe I'll also be taking the Tony by finish prop because, yeah, like you said, maybe he'll go out riding into the sunset with a nice win over Michael Chandler.
I hope so. Let us know, guys, in the comments below who you think is going to win, Chandler or Fergie, and how. And we'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the fights, guys.